a hole. All right, geometry. Let's hit some math. Okay, I'm hoping you can see this. We're going to talk quickly about altitudes and medians. Okay. Um, let's take a triangle. And the median of that triangle is from this vertex to the midpoint of the other side. Okay? Like that. Um, every triangle has three medians. So from this vertex to the midpoint there, and from this midpoint to that vertex there. And all three of these medians are concurrent, and they cross at what's called the centroid. So the centroid is the point where the three different medians cross. Okay? And furthermore, theorem 5.7 says that the centroid is always going to be 2/3 of the distance here. 2/3 of the point from that vertex to that center of that side. It's going to be 2/3 of the way here. And it's going to be 2/3 of the way here. This distance. Okay? So that's theorem 5.7. There's also a concept with polygons called the center of gravity. And with any polygon, you can figure out the center of gravity. In this case, the centroid is the same thing in a triangle as the center of gravity. So if I built this triangle and I tried to like balance it on the point of my finger, I would want to put my finger right where the centroid is. That would be where the center of gravity is. With different other shapes, it gets more complicated, but it's kind of this crossover between math and science. That's called the center of gravity. It's where gravity acts on it equally in all directions. All right. Here's another vocab thing that I think you already know. You know the altitude of a triangle, right? The altitude of a triangle is from that point to the perpendicular point to the other side. It doesn't mean it's always going to bisect this, but it's going to be perpendicular here going up to the vertex there. That's an altitude. And with triangles, first of all, let me just show you. Sometimes it's not going to be like, what if I had a triangle that looked... What if I had a triangle that was more squished over like this? In this case, the altitude is going to be from that point. You would have to extend this line out and then go perpendicular to this. So it's not truly inside the triangle, but there's still an altitude. It would be that. Okay. In any triangle, you're going to have three altitudes. There and there. And of course, they intersect at a spot, and that spot is called the orthocenter. So in the last two lessons, we've learned a bunch of different names for intersecting spots, okay? And so this section, you're going to get the orthocenter and the centroid. You could add those in. They're not all the same. And just want to remind you, or I just want to point that out, I guess, okay? All right, I think that's all there is to this section. It's a couple new vocab words, and that theorem 5.7 is kind of handy about the centroid being 2/3 of the way. That's a useful piece of information for you. Okay, I'm going back to enjoying this nice day.